peace and love, family. Today is a very special day. We are doing a celebration of life birthday Ghanaian dish called Oto or Eto.
Wanyama kalo, tababa wali, Nyande.
Greetings, peace and love, family. Today is a very special day. We are doing a celebration of life birthday Ghanaian dish called Oto or Eto.
Wanyama kalo, tababa wali, Nyande.
love, family. Today is a very special, special day. We are doing a celebration of life birthday Ghanaian dish called Oto or Eto.
Wanyama kalo, wanyama kalo, tababa wali, tababa wali. Nyande.
Hello, viewers. Hello, everyone. You're welcome to Health Watch Thursday at New Earth, Ghana. And today I am your coach or your trainer or your chef, all of them. We will be working together on a Ghanaian delicacy. Before I go on, let me introduce myself to you. I'm Naanah, a consumer educator, a natural lifestyle coach, and a herbalist. And today, we will be cooking together, like I said, a local delicacy known as Mpotompoto. Just fasten your seat belt, get your writing materials, because we're going to go on an adventure, an exciting adventure. I want to say a very big thank you to Dr. Sharita of New Earth for giving me this opportunity to share with you one of my favorite. This is one of my favorite delicacies because one, it's simple, it's easy. You know, when I'm hungry, I just think, what's the fastest thing to put together? Oh, Mpotompoto. So, you know, if you are the type that is time pressed, this meal is excellent for you. So like I said, fasten your seatbelt and let's get on a ride. Okay, so for me, every time before I start cooking or even, you know, lecturing or facilitating, I love us to always start with an affirmation, which is an affirmation for healthy lifestyle. So are you all ready? I want you to breathe in, take a deep breath. Exhale while we take our affirmation. So I want you to say this after me. My health is my priority. Make sure, be in a comfortable position because you're talking to yourself. My health is my priority. I make positive choices for my health and well-being. I know how to take care of my body. My food choices are balanced and healthy. I make time to do the things I love. I sleep deeply every night. My lifestyle is healthy and happy. I invest time in nurturing both my body and my mind. I love moving my body every day. And I listen to what my body is telling me. Thank you for saying this affirmation with us is a way of opening us up for what we are about to do today. Okay, so before we start cooking, I will give us a brief history about Mpotompoto. Say it after me or say it with me. Mpotompoto. Mpo. You say Mpotompoto. Yeah. The name is kind of funny, but is one of our local delicacy, like I said. So what is the Mpotompoto that we will be making today? It's also known as yam or cocoyam porridge. That's because you can either make it with cocoyam or yam. It's a traditional Ghanaian one-pot meal that is deeply rooted in local culture and food traditions. It originated from various ethnic groups, but then is commonly known, with the Akan and the Ewe people. Akan is, I'm an Akan, and that's one of our common or popular meals, local delicacy. And it is commonly prepared as a quick, nourishing dish using our accessible farm ingredients. So where comes the name Mpotompoto? I know someone may be asking, why is it Mpotompoto? So Mpotompoto mimics the soft, mushy texture of the dish. And you will see it as we cook along, and is a hearty blend of either your yam or your cocoyam chunks, which is slowly cooked with palm oil, onions, your pepper, and some local spices, which we would also be incorporating into this amazing, tantalizing local delicacy. Yeah, and you can also spice it up with cocoyam leaves. You can spice it up with our local spices. We are going to be using some of the local spices today for extra flavor. Now, commonly, for non-vegans or traditionally, this meal is prepared with either smoked fish. Even now, people have improvised to the point of chopping some meat inside. When I say meat, like beef, they've graduated from smoked fish to beef. But because we are vegans, so we will be cooking plant-based type of mpotompoto. So historically, it was a go-to meal for farmers and their families due to its simplicity, affordability, because you make use of just fewer, ingredients, and its nutritional value beyond its taste. Mpotompoto symbolizes resourcefulness, transforming basic ingredients into a rich, wholesome delight. And today, this humble delicacy is being reimagined with healthier, which we will be cooking today, reflecting modern dietary trends while we preserve our traditional essence. So that is just a brief history about Mpotompoto. Say it again, Mpotompoto. Okay. All right. So we will start cooking. And before we start, I'm going to introduce you to some of the ingredients or the spices that we will be cooking with. I have here. So today we are making a stylish type of mpotompoto. Like I told you, normally it's prepared with either cocoyam and yam. Sorry, cocoyam or yam. But today we will be using cocoyam and your orange flesh potatoes. So that's why I said this is not the regular mpotompoto that you know. We will also be spicing it up with prekese. This is idan fruit. We'll also throw in some shintia, grains of selim. We throw in some local garlic. We throw in some ginger. And then we have our spring onions, our basil is also known as kokobesa locally. We have some green peppers. We have our onions. We have our groundnut paste. So normally they just cook without, some of the ingredient that I will be adding as extra. I will explain to you why I am adding them as extra. So let's get on. We need to start cooking because of our time. I know some of you are like, can we start cooking? Yes, we are about to cook. So we're gonna, we have a conversation while we cook. I'm gonna take off my ring for hygiene sake. Okay. Do I just turn it on? Okay. So the first thing you do for me, because I want it to be fast, normally you're supposed to just cut your stuff and then you put them in with the water, but then I'm gonna start with the water first so that while we are chopping that over there, the water gets hot, we just throw them in and it starts boiling, right? We want to save time. Yeah. So the first thing, like I said, is you add your water. If you're preparing it at home, you can just start chopping this. After that, then you add your water. So we've peeled the cocoyam. For those of you outside, I'm going to show you what the cocoyam looks like. So this is the cocoyam before it was peeled. Now, this is the cocoyam. We peeled it, and then you get this one here. So let's work on our cocoyam. I'm going to chop it. Yeah. Make sure that you just cut in smaller pieces. We don't want it to be very big and not too small, because by the time it cooks, it boils. If it's too small, you won't find it. It's just gonna turn into a broth, right? So we go this way. Now, Mpotompoto is easy to prepare, like I said. But if you are allergic to nut, you don't add the groundnut paste. And also, alternatively, for those that want to try other nut paste, you can use almond paste. That also works. Because it's mostly prepared with fish or meat and all that, because the people believe that, we need to add those so they can provide us with the proteins and all. So we would just improvise to add in our proteins. That's why I'm adding in the nut, the G paste, which is the groundnut paste. So if you also want to have protein, you add in your G paste or other sources, of protein. Yeah, this would be ready in no time. Like, it's one of the quickest and easiest meal to prepare. And this can be eaten by children, children from the age of 1. Yeah, in fact, you can just make them with potatoes, because potatoes are softer, right? So with the potatoes, it just becomes like a soup, and then you feed your kids with it. It's a way of also introducing new foods to them. You can find cocoyam or even yam. Just walk into any of the local market and you say you want cocoyam. So the local name for cocoyam is Menkani, or Mankani, right? That's the tree. Yeah, we'll talk about the health benefit of these ingredients that we will be using today. I hope you have your writing materials. Yeah, you need to write. Okay, ta-na-na-na-na. So we're good. This is ready to be thrown in here. So I'm gonna add this to the water. Yeah, the water is almost at the boiling point, you see? Makes it faster. You know, as a cook, you have to be creative, especially when you have your client or your family waiting on you, like, where is the food? So you just have to improvise, be creative in the kitchen. You don't waste time. You know, sometimes people spend like 2 hours cooking a particular meal, like a simple meal. I'm like, what are you cooking? You know? Okay, so we will work on our potatoes. Yeah, so these orange flesh potatoes, yeah, it's not that common. I wouldn't say it's not that common, but then it's not easy to get, right? Or to find in the market. So I have a sauce where like it's my go-to when I need the orange flesh. But if you can't find the orange flesh, you can use just your white, Irish potato or the regular, just the normal potatoes, But this has it has carotene. Thank you. It has carotene, They say the So remember, I said make sure you don't cut this too big, not too small. Just maintain medium size there. But if you're cooking this for a baby, you may probably have to, go smaller, like babies from 1 year, 2 years, You just make sure you just go smaller. And you can just cook this with just the potatoes. You don't have to add the cocoyam. Sorry. Okay. So we will go ahead and add in our potatoes. And after that, we're going to add in some other ingredients. So remember, I told you that the regular Mpotompoto is made with your cocoyam, either your cocoyam or your yam. And then people use tomatoes. Okay, Tana, so yeah, they use tomatoes, pepper, but we would be going a different way today. So we have our tomatoes. These are washed. We have our pepper. So when you are cooking, you have to be careful. in adding your spices like the peppers, the ginger, because not everyone can do hot, hot, hot. So you just do something that everyone can eat, or preferably, depending on your clientele or whoever you're cooking for, if they want it hot, 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 then you add a lot of spices like your peppers. So we'll add in our pepper. I'm gonna add in some, this is your ginger. Yeah, I think this is enough. I'm gonna add in this, your green pepper, and then what else do we need to add in? Yes, we're gonna add in some carrots. This is a special way of making Mpotompoto, and that's because we want to get vitamins like your vitamin C, and all that, because we are not adding our fish and whatever. So we need to also improvise, make sure that we are able to, yeah, I'm gonna add all these in. So I go over, I have my onion, I have my tomatoes, I have my pepper, I have my ginger, I have my carrot and my green pepper. We're gonna add all of these in here, and they're gonna boil together. Okay, so we have all of that in. So we have all of that in. Yeah, we have all of that in. We're gonna leave it, allow that to boil. So the goal is to boil to a point that the cocoyam, remember we said it mimics the mushiness, right? So the goal is to get to a point that it becomes soft, very soft. But then once these are ready, when the tomatoes, the pepper, all of that is soft, we're gonna pour in here and blend them up. Okay. So while we wait for that, let's have some discussions. Let's talk about our Mpotompoto today. So we are not just talking about Mpotompoto, we are also talking about our local spices. And I'll give a brief history about our spices. We know that our local spices were passed down to us by our ancestors, but today it's sad because we have moved away from our ancestral heritage. A lot of us are using MSGs, artificial enhancers and flavors in our meals just because we want to get that taste. But then I remember when I was growing up, my grandmother would she cooks with natural things, and I would always ask her, "Grandmother, what is this?" She will give me the name, she will give me, and she will give me also the health benefit. She tells me the health benefit of each of them. And I'm like, wow. But it's sad because after I left her, at the point I was staying with her. But when we departed, I started cooking with the MSGs and all that. And it's very important for you to know what works for you, especially when it comes to food. A lot of us we don't listen to our body. We don't listen to our body. We don't even know when our body is talking to us, right? So we have to be in tune with our body to know what is good for us. Most of these artificial enhancers, they have a lot of side effects. A lot of people are allergic. Sometimes you realize you finish eating and then you have this you're sweaty, or your heart is beating fast or something. Even for the men now, there's a research that says that the artificial flavors are causing, or it is causing some men to, be infertile, like when it comes to, yeah, the erection and all that. So we have to be careful. Women, we have to be careful what we feed our men. So our Ghanaian local spices, let's go back. That was just that was just by the way. So our Ghanaian local spices have deep roots in countries rich cultural and culinary heritage. Traditionally, our spices are more than just the flavor enhancers because they serve as our medicine, spirituality, and for preservative purposes. Today, most of our Ghanaian spices continue to define the nation's bold and flavorful dishes that are used in our soups, our stews, our porridges, and natural remedies. So we're going to be talking about them. We're not just cooking with them, but then I'll also tell you the health benefit and how you can also use them as first aid at home, right? So let's take this this rice together again. Before we start, I'll just share with you some of the health benefit of using spices to cook. A lot of them contain natural compounds which are excellent for our overall well-being. For example, we have garlic. So for those of you out there, this is our local garlic. This is our local Ghanaian garlic. You can see that here. So when you go to the market, you go for this type of garlic. The white one is not from us, right? It also reduces our sodium intake. So today I'm going to be cooking with nutmeg. I'll add some of this as part of my seasonings. Now with nutmeg, if I add nutmeg, it's going to reduce the amount of salt that I add in here. It's going to reduce the amount of salt that I add in here. So nutmeg, it's beneficial as it helps us in managing our sodium intake, and also it promotes our overall well-being. We also have digestive benefit. So for example, we have our basil here, which we'll be talking about it. So that is part of the health benefit of spices or herbs. It helps with digestion, and also alleviate discomfort. We also have antioxidant content, same in garlic. And one of the things I love about spices is also minimal calories. So you don't have to think about, oh, I'm consuming a lot of calories. Whatever you're adding into your meal has minimal calorie, right? Yeah. So let's look at some of the health benefit or the health benefit of some of the ingredients that we are cooking with, and also the spices that we'll be adding into our Mpotompoto. So first, I will start with the cocoyam. We talked about the cocoyam and the potato. They are rich in dietary fiber because they help support digestion, and also they help maintain a healthy gut. So with your cocoyam and your potato, they are excellent in fiber, and also for anti-inflammatory properties. I remembered, when I was young, I was always, when the rain starts, I'm always having these pains and all of that. My grandmother, like the Mpotompoto was one thing, especially with the cocoyam. She would just cook it for me and I would eat that. I never really understood why she was always giving me. And by the time we cook, you also see it comes also in a way like a broth form. So I take that, and then like between 30, 40 minutes, I go to sleep. I wake up and then I feel okay. But I never knew that, oh, anti-inflammatory properties. That was one of the things that helped me while growing up. So we're going to work on our contomere. This is part of the things, the ingredients that we will be working with. We're going to add this now. Yes, amazing. So this contomere comes from the cocoyam. These are the leaves from the cocoyam. The cocoyam is the roots, and these are the leaves. So when you go to the market, you just tell the lady, Madam, give me contomere, and you get some contomere from here. I want you to look at how I'm going to work on this. If you look at it, it has stem here in between. So we're gonna plug off like this. You can use your knife because it's hard. You know, you can use your knife. We take it off. So we'll be adding that to our food. The soft ones, you can always leave the soft ones, but when you are using the type, so when I say the soft ones, you see these stems are tender or smaller than the one I removed. Okay, this one here, you see this is bigger. So you take this one off, but for this, you can leave that on. So what I would do is I'll boil this separately. Some people add it directly in here, but I don't do that because with the cocoyam, you have to be careful because it has this, tingling. For some people, when you eat it and it's not properly cooked, you get that tingle on your tongue, and I don't like that, or even in your mouth. So I prefer to always like pre-boiled before adding in so that it becomes a bit tender. Okay, we need more. I'll tell you the health benefit of contomere. You see, it's a leafy green, and I'm sure some of you know the health benefit of leafy greens, but I'll still tell you. Locally, what we use this to treat here in Ghana. So I'm going to work on this. All we do is so depending on how you want it, I love it to be smaller. So I'm going to cut it to be small. I'll cut it to be smaller. And as a chef, there is a way you hold your knife, and also when you are chopping. I remember when I was learning, this is how I used to cut my leaves, and then my boss would be like, no, you don't hold it that way because you're gonna hurt yourself. You go this way, and before you know it, boom. Yeah, and I used to get a lot of cuts then. So this is how you hold your knife this way, and then you see the way my hand is. So you go this way or you go this way. So as the knife is coming, you can move. But then if you hold it this way and then before you know it, like I said, you're gonna see some blood on your chopping board. So you have to. It's not just about cooking. You also need to know the tricks, the techniques. Cooking is a skill that you need to learn. You have to learn the basics. Meal prepping, very important. In fact, that's one of the essential things you need to know when you're cooking. That's why a lot of people get accidents while cooking in the kitchen. One of my students was like, oh, madam, how come when you're cooking, the kitchen is clean, everything is just there? And she's like, when I'm cooking, the whole place, you see this here and this here. I'm like, yeah, as you cook, you clean. And yeah, you don't have to be scattered all around. A lot of people don't know how to manage the kitchen when they are cooking. You go in and you're like, oh my God, what is this? So you need to learn first hygiene when you're cooking. And also you have to be organized. Don't cook and the whole place is upside down, like what's going on here? Yeah. So I'm going to boil some water. Like I said, it's a pre-boiling before we add that in our Mpotompoto. Okay. You don't need much water, just a little bit. It's more like you're steaming, you know, so you don't need so much. And also depending on the quantity, but even at that, you can still use very small water to boil. Yeah. Okay. This doesn't have it. Okay, it has a cover. Yeah, I was looking for this. Okay, so we're gonna leave this over here. Let's look at how our cocoyam and other things are doing. Excellent, excellent. I'm gonna give it like 2 more minutes to boil. And while that is going on there, so this is shentia. We'll talk about shentia. Grains of selling. We'll talk about it. This is precursor. We have the big one here. I just cut this because I don't need much. So this is your precursor. This is your grains of selling, also known as shentia. Now I'm going to add this in here. Okay, so I know some of you may be asking, we didn't add some salt, so we're gonna add salt. And when you're cooking, you need to go slowly so that you don't add too much of salt to your food, and then people can eat it. So we'll go slowly. I just add a little bit of salt here. Especially for those with high blood pressure, you need to be low in your salt. Yeah, so I'm gonna give this let's give it 1 minute while we talk about some of our ingredients here. So we have our palm oil. I have one of my mentors, Dr. Asari, and he's when it comes to this, he's high on palm oil, because you remember some times ago, our people told us, not our people, sorry, those people, I hope you understand, they're like, the palm oil is not good for you. It has some, side effect. Don't take palm oil. No. When you use the local or the indigenous palm oil, the one that is not adulterated, when I say adulterated, these days when you go to the market, just because people are, I don't want to use the word selfless, maybe I'll be too rude, but then it's all about profits these days, right? So people just add some things in just to get a lot of the palm oil, and then also the color. So then it's not the original palm oil that you are using. With that, you can have side effects. You can get sick when you eat or consume those types of palm oil. But this one, this is Zomi. This type is called Zomi, and it has a lot of health benefit. But I'll just share 2 of the health benefit with you. So this is our palm oil. I'm going to keep it here so I don't make a mess. I don't want it to spill over here. So the first thing is vitamin C. And vitamin A. We know that we need it for our eyes. We have vitamin A. When you consume palm oil, you get your vitamin A, and vitamin A is excellent for your eyes because of the beta carotene that is in. So if you look at The orange flesh potato as well, it has carotene in it. Anything that has carotene helps with the eyes, it helps with the skin, it helps with your nails. That's why you should consume a lot of that. So your palm oil is not bad except if you're allergic. I understand that there are some people that are allergic to consuming palm oil. But if you're not allergic, it's a way of, getting your vitamin A. And it's also rich in antioxidant. Vitamin E, when you consume this, you have your vitamin E, which help you to fight free radicals and reduce oxidative stress in your body. So your palm oil is excellent, is good for you. Remember, we also added in ginger. But before I go to ginger, yes, we use the contomere. Contomere is a leafy green. And with leafy greens, they are cruciferous, and then they've got vitamin K for your bones. But one of the things why I love using contomere is because of the iron. It helps you, it's a way of getting your iron, your natural iron. So if you are anemic, you're looking for a way to boost your iron, contomere is your go-to. For me, I boil it sometimes and I just strain the water. So what you can do is once you take off the stem, you take off this stem, you can just cut it like the way I cut it. Yeah, this over here is boiling. Oh, it looks so greeny. Yeah. Yeah, so you just boil it. Once it boils, you just turn off the heat and then you allow it steep for like 10 minutes. Strain the water. You can sweeten it. For me, I am very low with sweet, so I just drink it. It's a way of having your iron. Excellent way of treating anemia. So you have to, if you want iron, please go for contomere. And also, it helps with blood sugar regulation. So for diabetes, you can use contomere. Like I said, just boil it or just incorporate it into your meals. Some people add it to the Mpotompoto, why some people don't add it. So why not add it? This is cocoyam, the root, and then you have the contomere. You just add it for you to get your it helps stabilizes the diabetes. So this meal is excellent for diabetic patient. It helps support in the healing of diabetes. So you should always consume Mpotompoto, right? And the next thing is it has a lot of calcium, your natural source of calcium is a natural source of calcium, which helps with bone development. Yeah, calcium and phosphorus, which are essential for strong bones and teeth. So for your babies, you can always boil some of this and give it to them like an iced tea. So once it boils, you strain, you can add your sweetener, then you give it to them. Just a way of, boosting their calcium and phosphorus. So we're gonna work on this and we come back. I hope you are enjoying. I can perceive that. Oh, yeah. So we will boil this. We'll take this out now to blend. Remember, we added our tomatoes. I always put in my ginger where I can easily find it. Sometimes they go down. Yeah. We added in your green pepper. Locally, when they cook it, they don't add green peppers. With your green peppers, you have your vitamin C in there. So why not add it to your food? We need to get to a point where we are able to, we turn our kitchen into a healing space. So sometimes you don't have to follow the, the crowd. Just do your thing. Yeah. This is coming in soft. Yeah. Okay. I need to be sure that my pepper is in here and it's not hiding somewhere because we need pepper. Okay, I think I have it. Yeah, I just want to be sure that I have my pepper in. Okay. Amazing. I love this, you know. Oh, yeah. Lest I forgot. So, I always blend this. I'm going to blend this. That's your granite. Your granite paste. Remember I said you can add in almond paste. You can switch if you have almond paste. Yeah. So this is gonna like it will give it more like a broth, a soup, you know. Yeah. So I hope you're taking notes. You're taking note. It's easy, very easy to cook. Ta-da! Yeah. We just made a little bit of noise, right? It's good. That's what shows or tells that we are cooking. So I'm gonna add all these here. Yeah. We are still on the Mpotompoto. This is almost ready. It's almost ready. I remember I told you it's a quick, simple meal to make. Very quick, simple meal to make. Yeah, we're gonna rinse this out. I think I should use the smaller one. So with the soup or the broth that comes in here, some people like it, you know, to be, I'm looking for to be light, like, you know, light. For me, I prefer it to be just in between, not too light like soup. Okay, we need to, yeah, this is good. We're gonna turn this off here. So our contomere is ready. That'll be like the last thing we'll add to it. Let's get everything out here. Okay. So you see what's going on here? Woohoo! Yay! Yeah. So I'm gonna add in just a little bit more water. Then I think I should still add from here. Yeah, and also if you still have water in here, like the water you use in boiling your contomere, you can use that to rinse. You can just use that to rinse this out so that the water in here is not wasted. Alternatively, You strain, then you keep that, add in some sweetener, or you just take it like that. Okay. Whew. So we're gonna add in more things here. We will add in this. Remember, we've added our garlic, our ginger, our pepper, our onions. Now we're gonna pour in some of the palm oil. So we go. I don't want to make a mess. I'm being careful. Ooh. Yeah, I don't know. Cooking just excites me, especially when I see the color. What I'm expecting is what I see. I'm like, oh, always excited, you know? Excellent. Excellent. We don't need to add in more salt. This is, yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna put this on low heat. I'm gonna put this on low heat so that it takes it time to cook. And while it's cooking, I'm gonna work on spring onions. These are just like, you know, the extras that you add to it to just make it unique. So locally, when it's being made, they don't add in all these. But remember, I told you, as a chef, you should be creative. Don't just cook and people look at the food like, oh, this food is not attractive. Like, it's not calling them to come eat. You should cook and people see the food and like, oh, can I have some? Can I have a plate? You know. So these are things that we add in to just give color to the food. So I'm gonna add in some. I'm gonna add in some of these, my spring onions. Okay, this is good to go. I'll throw these ones here. Remember, we are yet to add in our nutmeg, so I'm gonna grate just a few, like just small quantity in to give it more flavor. So just this one. We'll use just a little bit. Okay, I need okay. Yeah, just a little. That's okay. Yeah. Can you see? Can you see our Mpotompoto? It's gradually coming together. So this is the akukobesa. You can use this for, you know, you can use it in soup, add it to soup. Excuse me. And you can also just be creative, you know, when it comes to cooking, just be creative with your spices, with your herbs. But one thing that I want you to know, which is essential, is that I know a lot of my students, before we start, they're like, you know, I used all these, I used them, I add them in my food, but then it always tastes like medicine. So you know why they say it tastes like medicine? That's because, you know, if you have tried any of the local concoctions, right? It's like when you make a concoction and you try to hold your nose to take it in because it has that taste like, this is too strong. So in as much as we are encouraging people, we're encouraging people to cook or incorporate herbs and spices into their food. You also have to, you need a coach, you need somebody, especially if you're a beginner, you need someone to guide you. Um, yeah, you need someone to guide you on how to, add in the spices. Don't add in like 7 spices in just one meal. That's a lot. That's a lot of spices there, you know. And moderation is key. Moderation is key. Because at the end, if it's overpowering, people, like, it just takes away the taste that, or the flavor, the flavor that we are looking for from the food. So moderation is key. If you remember, we added in garlic, ginger, onions. Yeah, onion is a spice, We added in some nutmeg. The nutmeg, you can add the powder one. You can add the powder one. Okay. So this basil, locally, is called Akua. If you walk into the local market, you tell them, "Madam, please, can I have some Akua?" And it's excellent for gut health. It aids digestion. So especially those of you that are always you do have constipation, bloating. This is excellent. All you do is just boil it. Once it comes to a boil, you just turn off the heat, allow it to steep for 10 minutes, strain it. You can add in some sweetener or you just take it. Most of my herbal teas, remember I said I'm not that sweet, like I don't love sweets too much. So I just take them and I feel like, hey buddy, listen, it's just once in a while. So I'm giving this to you, just take it, right? Yeah, so once in a while, I just give that to my buddy. So, okay, we're gonna add in the contomere now. So basil is also excellent for ulcer. So for the ulcer patients, you can juice it, and you take it before your meal. Take it first thing in the morning. So you see, we use just a little water, so we don't have so much water here. But most time, if the water is too much, I just drink that, strain it, and I drink that. Okay. This is not your regular Mpotompoto that you know there. I put it on low heat so it can slowly cook, absorb the spices. Now I'm gonna do something which is I would also chop in some tomatoes. For me, I love my food to be colorful. So I have ways of, just incorporating things or just improvising because I just want that color that when people say like, "Oh, can I have some?" So we're gonna just add in a few of this, of the tomatoes. Remember, we are still talking about Mpotompoto, local Ghanaian delicacy, which is easy to make. You can make it or prepare it with yam or cocoa yam. But today is a special one that we are making, and we are using cocoa yam. Yeah, we are using cocoa yam and potato, orange flesh tomatoes. Oh, sorry, orange flesh potatoes. Oh yeah, potatoes, tomatoes. Oh yeah. That's the rhyme there. Potatoes, tomatoes. Okay. So I think while I'm working on this, because our food is almost ready, while I'm working on this, we can talk about ginger, which is akakadro. So akakadro or ginger is excellent for blood circulation. It's high in antioxidant. It has anti-inflammatory properties as well. Especially those of you that, you do have or experience like pains, you need akakadro. You need to incorporate more because of the anti-inflammatory properties. It helps, it helps with pains, relieve you of pains. So, because sometimes, the pains we experience is more like the blood is not flowing, and ginger helps with blood circulation. So when you wake up in the morning, you make a cup of ginger tea. Just take that first thing before you jump into breakfast, So just tell me, after incorporating all these into your meals, why won't you be healthy? Why won't you be healthy? For me, I know when I eat something and my body is complaining. I just feel it. It's like, no, Akua, why did you eat this? Why? Because the pain is just, I just feel that discomfort. Yeah. So we're going to add in this. Remember our spring onions. Yay! Oh my, this is so beautiful. Okay. And when you're cooking, you should cook with joy and love. Because remember, whatever you put in your meal is what will reflect. So if you're cooking and you're not happy or excited, sometimes your food may not taste, may not taste good. So you have to be excited. Yeah. I know some people don't like cooking, but then, especially if you're a woman, you have to cook. You have no choice. You have to cook. Oh my God. We have green. We have red. Yeah, this is beautiful. So remember, I told you it's just a way of giving color to my food. Yay. This is beautiful. And then we're going to add in our basil, akukobesa, to give it more flavor. Yeah. So that's the last thing we are adding in to our food. And you know what? It's ready. This is ready. And we cook this like, I think just within an hour. And it's because I'm cooking and talking. If I'm home, roughly 45 minutes. Yeah. Because I just make I make small portion. Not, yeah. It's time to taste our food. Excellent. Perfect. Perfect. Yeah. So I'm gonna just leave this here. Our Mpotompoto is ready. For those of you, for our viewers, I know that you're like, oh, I wish I can just taste this, but you can just, we'll send it virtually to you. Just send us your location and we'll send yours to you wherever you are. We'll just, or your email, just send in your email address. I think Dr. Sherita can just send that over to you. But before we go, I want to talk about precursor as well. Remember, we added in some precursor. So if you have anyone that is suffering from diabetes, high cholesterol, high blood pressure, precursor is excellent. Iron fruit. So when you walk into the local market, you just say you need precursor. You can also, you see, I chop it here so you know that you can chop it. And remember when we were cooking, I added like the size in there. So that's precursor. This is precursor as well. So this is excellent for high cholesterol, high blood pressure, for diabetes. Just boil it and drink. And you can also make tinctures with it. That's another conversation. So for those of you that knows how to make tinctures, once you cut it this way, you just add in your solvent and that's it. You make your tincture. So that is our precursor. We have Quintia. I just added like 2 of these in here. Yeah, so this is also excellent. This is also excellent. You can boil this just as it is, just boil it, and then you drink the water. Or you can add it to your local drinks like your Sobolo, your Asana. Just add some of these in, and you have that. It gives you that flavor, that natural flavor that you're looking for. And then we're gonna talk about pepper. We didn't add some of these in here, but I just wanted to talk about it because this is powerful. This is powerful. Pepper is powerful. It's also known as cloves. Is powerful. Is excellent for toothache. So you can make oils from this. You can make oils. This, I said you can make tinctures. When you cut it like this, you can make tinctures. But if you're using the powder, you can actually make oils from here, right? You can make precursor oil, and you can just you have your carrier oil, and then it's something that you can always put in. Let's reduce our heat because our food is ready. I don't want it burning. I just need it to simmer. Okay, excellent. Yeah, so with the clove oil, as a bonus, I'm just going to tell you, or just give you a recipe. All you do is you get a carrier oil, either olive oil or coconut oil, and then you add like this quantity. So for example, you can use like 50 ml if you're making just a small quantity for yourself. Just measure 50 ml or 100 ml of your carrier oil, and then you add in this quantity of your cloves and you allow it to macerate. If you're doing the traditional way of maceration, which is you leave it for up to 2 to 3 weeks or even 4 weeks, you allow it to sit in your oil. So that's your maceration. But then if you're doing the heat method, you just add it in, sit it on the stove, and you get your cloves oil. Yes, so I think that brings us to the end of our cooking today. Do we have any question? If you have questions for our viewers, if you have questions, please drop it in the chat so that I can take those questions. Yeah. And Princess Akua once again, founder of Gogreen Foods Pharmacy. And today I know we've had an experience, an exciting journey cooking together. Okay.
I got a question.
Yes, ma'am.
Can I taste?
You want to taste? Yes, yes, yes.
Let's use that, right?
Okay. Yes. Whoa. So remember I said that for those of you watching virtually,
Okay, y'all know I'm greedy.
for those of you watching virtually, we'll just drop your email so we can send it to you. Wow.
Come on, Akua. Come taste. Come on, little mama. You know you've been waiting. You haven't had dinner yet. Come.
It's time to taste. Yeah. It's tasting time.
I'm gonna let you taste first, and I want you to tell me.
So while the tasting is going on, I want to leave us with some, just for you to reflect. I want you to understand that your food is your medicine, or I want you to know that your food is your medicine. And sometimes it's not like we don't know, right? It's about being disciplined. So I remember that I became a vegan because, yes, ma'am. I became a vegan because I was always going in and out of the hospital, and the doctors were always experimenting, using me as an experiment. And every time I go, they're like, oh, madam, you're fine. Nothing is wrong with you. But deep down, I knew that I wasn't fine, So in search of a better life, a healthier life, I decided to reach out to some elders. Yes, I decided to reach out to some elders who showed me the way. And I said, oh, I'll be a good disciple. And that's why I'm on a mission. I'm on a mission to inspire individuals to cultivate the habit of, eating healthy, not just, time to taste. It's tasting time. Bring your plate, everyone. Yeah. It's tasting time. So how is it? What do you think?
It's good. It is different.
It's different.
Because this is one of my favorites. Mpotompoto. I might not know how to say it, but I know how to eat it.
Yeah, it's one of my favorite. But as we speak, I have some in my fridge, which I prepared 2 days ago. So it's one of my go-to because I'm a busy person, time pressed. So I'm like, oh, with Mpotompoto, just boom, 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 and it's over there, So if you are a time pressed individual, this is one of the simplest, quickest meal to just make. And you just, put them in containers and put it in your fridge. You're good to go.
Is it okay to freeze this one? Because some things you can freeze
No,
sometimes.
it's not okay to freeze it because then it changes the texture of the cocoyam. Yes, it changes it. So this is not advisable to freeze it. Yeah.
So how long will it last in the fridge?
Yeah, so about 3 days, 4 days, yes, it can last. If you have a good fridge that is stable, 3 days, 4 days, 5 days.
You know I'm waiting for your finger to go up.
Yeah.
Good.
So, you know, I want us to, okay, Mama, go on. Yeah, you were saying something.
Different tastes.
With different taste.
And yeah,
Like the groundnut
nuts.
is different.
Friend, yes.
Yeah.
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 This really is your own
My
special.
own,
Your
my
own
special
method.
recipe.
This is
Yeah.
Princess Mpotompoto.
Yeah.
Princess Mpotompoto.
Yeah.
Organic
one.
organic. Oh, Mama said it's organic.
Original.
Original.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And you see, I'm excited because if I'm getting excellent from her, she is a pro. So if I'm getting
If she like it,
excellent, if I'm getting a thumbs up and an excellent from Mama, then oh my God. Yeah, you know that.
You know the deal.
You know the deal. Yeah. So before I wrap up, I want to just leave us with these words. I want us to know that there is a steady rise in diet-related diseases. And when I say diet-related diseases, I'm referring to obesity, high blood pressure, high cholesterol, diabetes, anemia. These are the prevalent ones. Every day we hear of, oh, someone is just there, someone just fell, someone is gone, stroke, this, and all are the attribution of what we consume, our diet. So it's important for us to shift from this modern way of Western diets, the global diet that is full of processed foods. We need to shift away from that and reconnect to our roots, our indigenous meals. Look at this meal, easy. These are just fresh food, like fresh, no processed. Did you see any process? There was no processed thing in here. Even sometimes when people, like our local people cook it, they still add in some tinned tomatoes, the processed thing. You don't need all of that. Just go natural, right? So it's important for us to shift from the Western diet and embrace our indigenous foods, which is our cultural heritage. Remember our forefathers, they were stronger because they ate these foods. And the call to action is that we should say no to food additives, food enhancers, artificial flavors. If you eat your food and after that, I'm not saying that every time you eat and you're sweaty, it means that there is something wrong with you. But like, these are some of the signs that tells you that you are allergic to these MSGs, your heart start beating fast, boom, 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 all of that, you're sweaty, all of that, you have flush, these are signs of, your body telling you that what you're giving me, I don't like it. Please give me something healthier. And incorporating these natural spices in your meals, herbs in your meals, is the way you're eating your food, you're healing yourself. Once again, I'm Princess Akua, founder or CEO of Gogreen Foods Farmacy, and some of my services I offer consultation, counseling. I'm a consumer educator, so if you're looking for someone that can, guide you on how to transit, I'm here for you. You can always reach out to me. I also have products that caters for anemia, diabetes, high blood pressure, and cholesterol. So if you're interested in any of the services, okay, the last one, I also train individuals on cooking. You want to learn how to cook, you can come in as a group or, private, you can come in to cook. And also I do trainings on balms, salves, infusion, oils, all of that. So you can call me on 054-8978-109. For those outside, it's +233-5489-78-109. I know Doctor is waiting for me, so I'm going to invite her honorably. You're good.
You got it. You're on WhatsApp, right?
Yes, I'm on WhatsApp too.
Excellent.
You can follow me on IG at Gogreen Foods _Farmacy. The pharmacy is FARMACY. Gogreen Foods _Farmacy. you can follow me, send me a message, and we will connect from there. On this note, I say Medasipa. Thank you for joining me on this amazing adventure of cooking.